Namaste, good afternoon, good evening, wherever part of the world you're in. This is Adam. Today, inspiration landed this morning, so I asked the question earlier this week, what to chat to you a little bit about next time. And through a friend, thank you Mr. Hatton, inspiration came this morning, and it's something again, which is a common thing which I hear within a coaching conversation or just in general conversations in the dynamic of the ego. This is something that can be identified as a slippery one. And firstly, before I go into that, I just want to say thank you actually, and I'm very, very grateful for the response that I had from the last video, the messages in inbox. Thank you, truly, truly, truly humbled, and I'm glad they resonated with you. It allows me to express something I'm passionate about, and if that can help people, then that's just even better. It's an added bonus. I do this for fun and enjoyment, and if people can get a little bit of benefit out of it, happy days. So, it was talking about being lost. So, I'm really sorry, by the way, the past week, my body has had a terrible flu, and it's been very, very, had a terrible cough. So, if I have a very runny nose and if you're coughing, I do apologize. It is the last dregs of what I've been going through. So, okay. Being lost. So I was just in the kitchen and I was thinking, okay, I'm about to record the video, being lost. And you hear of the term, the lost soul. It's like, oh, I'm like a lost soul. Yeah, most people have heard of that term. I think it is quite a common phrase. In actual fact, let's strip the words right back and let's have a look what exactly is suggested. So very, very simply, it is suggesting that the soul is lost. So I want you to imagine that the soul is a vine. A soul is a vine, and on this vine you have all of these different grapes, and all of these different grapes make up the fractal of the soul, all these different parts of the soul, all these different experiences, multiple timelines. That's another conversation. I'll probably leave that kind of talk for the channel that will be coming soon. So yeah, the vine, that vine is connected to a bigger vine. Yeah, that vine goes from, and it goes across, wherever, how you imagine a vine to be. It goes up, connect, out, whatever. Is the vine ever not connected to the vine? The answer is no. So the question is, how can the soul ever be lost if it is the only true thing in this experience that is always connected? To be lost means that something needs to be found. That suggests that something is missing. But if this thing was missing, then existence would cease to exist. Because if that was missing, there would be no awareness of this experience anyway. So the fact that the lost soul is, and to one degree you can go down there with that avenue, and then another degree that we can look at where there is a common thing within this society where we don't really explore the ether or the non-physical realms. Quantum physics is starting to do this now, and Nikola Tesla even said we'd make leaps and bounds more than we did in a century, in just one decade, if we started to explore the things that we cannot see, touch, taste, smell, or feel. Feel it's a slightly different one. So, with regards to being lost, that's coming from one place and one place only. That is being generated by the ego. So the ego generates being lost, and then it starts the search to being found. So what it does is it creates a search and says that if I go traveling all of these different countries, I'm going to find myself. Woo! And this is something that you may notice as a common trend that is happening these days. The amount of people that travel because they deem that traveling is going to be the experience that they need to discover themselves. It quite possibly could be, but sometimes it is a trap. And this trap means that I arrive at what the ego told me was going to give me the finding of my soul, to temporarily get satisfaction and pleasure in the moment. I come back home and I realize that lost feeling is still hanging around. So that lost feeling is something that needs to be witnessed for what it really is, to allow the dynamic, to allow a split in it. Because when I say I'm lost, like, it's not you who lost. Fundamentally, it cannot be you, I am, you are soul, energetic being lost. That's not lost, that's connected to everything. It cannot be lost. So when you speak of words like I am lost, my soul is lost, I find it very useful to bring in awareness in the moment, to clarify who's the one who's actually lost. Who is lost? Because if the lost ego is looking to the lost ego to be found, what is the answer to that equation? So you have the lost ego looking for the lost ego. Last time, you remember I said loops. Loops, and we go round and we go round and we go round. This is the ego's game. This is what the ego does. It loves to play the double-edged sword to make it even more cunning, slippery. It really is a remarkable thing, right? You have to not take it too seriously either, because seriousness will only amplify what is showing up in the moment. So everything that I'm saying is there's a level of humor towards it as well, because it is an absolute it's like an uncontrollable puppy that's shitting and pissing everywhere. Yeah, there we go, shitting and pissing up the walls. Anyway, so it's coming from one place, and that's the ego. So bring awareness into the moment, bring awareness to here, now. You can never be lost. This knowing, this feeling, once it's touched, I touched it last week actually, when this is like that peaceful feeling that you feel. It's like this, you rediscover that it was always here, you were always here, you were never really, really lost. All that was going on is you believed in the idea that you were being lost. You believed in the idea that you were lost. So for example, if you were to take away that belief, take it away, is then feeling lost happening? If you take away the belief that you are currently lost, is the lost happening anymore? And take a deep breath. Breathing is super important. It can't be. It can't be. It's just this fog that is generated, this fog that shows up. Like, yeah, I'm lost. I'm lost. We're in touch in those moments that we're saying I'm lost. We're connecting with the vibration of the ego. And then that's what we associate the lostness with. And then the lostness continues, and we search and we continue to be lost, and we loop and we loop and we loop and we loop. We're always, like I say, always, you are here now, watching all of this going on. You can see it, I promise. You can actually witness it without any interaction. I think I'm going to do a video, I'll do a video soon of talking about identification and association, because that's how we get pulled into thoughts, because we believe it to be happening to us. We believe what we see in the imagery, what we hear in the scenes, what we feel, we believe it to be a direct reflection of us. Well, again, that question needs to be asked. A direct reflection of who? Because still, if a past memory shows up, that's still an identification with an identity that is strictly not you. So this is the uprooting. So be mindful, mindless. Be mindless. There we go. That's one that's going in. Be mindless, not absolutely crazy mindless. Well, you can be, because that's quite fun. Who is lost? Are you lost? Are you here now? Look around. What does being lost actually mean? That is a different description for everybody also. Being lost to one person will be vastly different to being lost to another. If I go out into the mountains in a different country, I don't know, I have no map, I have no compass. Okay, then I could potentially be lost. I accept it. I surrender. And then like something happens and I end up getting home. I don't know, something just manifests and something just happens and I'm guided. There we go, I'm guided home. So yeah, just always pay note to the language, because your language is the representation of what the thoughts are representing. Who is lost? Is it you? I ask you to challenge it, because I see it as it is, and I see it here now. You are here. Namaste. I love you.